our body is mostly made of water, right? Approximately 80%, give or take, of our body is made up of water. So our body, the internal aspect of our body, let's say our skeleton, basically, our bones are what? Suspended in water. Our organs are suspended in water. Our cells are suspended in water. So if our body is mostly made out of water, then what? We need to support the body's water system. And we can think of it in terms of blood, right? If we think of blood, we know that the blood has the heart to pump it throughout our body. And our blood has their cells, but there's the blood plasma, which the blood plasma is ultimately what? Part of the body's water system. They give it all different names, but I'm simplifying it here, just to say it in layman's terms, just to make it easier to understand. But if you start to understand that your body is supported by its water system, then you think that that water needs to constantly move. If we think of the ocean, we think of rivers, that body of water is always moving, right? And that keeps it well. And that water within our body needs to constantly move. If that water then becomes stagnant, what happens? The water outside of our body, if you just see after it rains and water is sitting in a puddle and is sitting there for a while, right? It becomes full of bacteria, the gunk, all of that things build up outside. So think of what happens in our body if our body's water system becomes stagnant. The same thing. We can have a buildup of bacteria, yeast, fungus, and then even parasites inside of our body if we do not support our body's water system. So there's various elements and various ways that you can support it. One is having constant movement, but also you can actually, i.e. what I do, lymphatic frequency detox. So we get that flowing, right? There's an interruption there when you have stagnant or the water system of the water system of the body becomes stagnant. There's an interruption, and we need to actually move and get rid of that interruption so that that health and ease and flow can be restored in our bodies. And that's ultimately what we want to do, is restore the flow of the body's water system for health purposes. So think of that. If we can remove the stagnation, get rid of the congestion, it's going to restore the flow. Also, that's how you deliver oxygen and nutrients through our body, is through making sure there's flow in the body's water system. Also, think about it in terms of our bodies are electrical also. We don't think a lot about that, but our bodies are also electrical. If you restore the flow in the body's water system, you will restore the electrical current that's also supposed to flow throughout our entire bodies. So think of how important supporting the body's water system is for you and your health. So when you're trying to restore health to your body, or you're trying to optimize your health, always think of restoring flow